Today I show you how to actually unlock the Necrofluid Guantlet in Ashes of the Dam. On top of that, we're going over some secret abilities you might not know about that makes this wonder weapon absolutely absurd. The first step is going to be turning on power and Pack-a-Punch. If you don't know how to do that, you could go into your HUD settings and turn on the mission tracker. Now once you turn on power normally, you do want to make sure all three power generators are turned on at Farm, Blackwater Lake, and Ashwood, because you're going to need all three of them in a future step. But once you've turned on power and gotten Pack-a-Punch, you can go back to the spawn of Janus Towers, and at round 8 you are going to get an Up Klaus from this container. Simply kill the Up Klaus and it will drop a stabilizer chip. You are going to bring this chip to this area of Ashwood to the left of Vulturate inside of this room. Inside you will find Klaus ripped straight from Mauerdar Toten, and you can put the stabilizer chip right in front of the cell right here. Hilariously, this is going to give you an update requires restart screen, and we are going to need a couple of stun grenades. If you forgot to spawn in with stun grenades, there is a free stun grenade in the quick revive room on this table. This is especially good because if you get a max ammo from one of the early max ammo rounds, you will have 4 stun grenades to do this step. From all of the testing I've done, it seems as though you only need 2 stuns in quick succession to wake up Klaus. I like to do it from this angle because it seems pretty consistent to actually get Klaus to wake up, and as you see, it only took me 2 stuns to do this. Now I reserve the right to be wrong because I feel like this is a little bit of a weird step. 2 stun grenades feels pretty odd. Maybe we're actually stunning something different in the room that we just don't understand yet, but doing it this way has been very consistent. Now that Klaus is active, he will Superman out of the room, and you can make your way to the Cosmodrome. In the lower side of the Cosmodrome, there is a locked ether canister, except it's called an ether barrel. Simply bring Klaus to this panel and he will stomp and activate it. You can then go up to the panel and start a scanning process. Whoever starts the scanning process is the person who needs to stand inside of the red circle on the floor. Luckily, you don't need to look at the scanner itself, you just need to be in there for a certain period of time, except there are a bunch of zombies spawning in. Luckily, Klaus usually takes care of them, and if you do this at the end of a round, an early round, it's really easy. Make sure to stand inside the circle. You can leave the circle if you need to, but the scanner is on a timer, so you need to re-enter the scanner and finish the scan in the allotted time. If you failed, you will need to flip to the next round, but luckily you don't need Klaus again, you could just hit the button and try again. Also, Ether Shroud will hide you, and that will actually cancel the scan because it lost you. But if you've done all of that successfully, the glass should lower and you can pick up the ether barrel. This is going to work just like the ether canisters or other things in previous Easter egg steps where it's going to slow you down, so I would highly recommend getting all Tessie right up to the Cosmodrome. Once you enter Tessie, the ether canister will be strapped to the back of the pickup, which is really fun. Drive all the way down to Ashwood. Once you get to Ashwood, you're going to take the ether barrel and place it inside of this power generator. Once it survives a little lockdown, it is going to be infused with this Ethereum or this energy, this essence, and you will have a timer. You have a little over a minute to go to the other 2 power stations and repeat this process. So the first one I would recommend doing, grabbing the ether canister and using old Tessie to go to the Blackwater Lake and then place the ether barrel within this power generator, wait for it to be done, and then once again the timer has reset now, so take the ether canister and drive all the way back through spawn all the way to the farm area. You want to end on farm, take the ether barrel, put it in the power generator again, let it do its thing. Once it's done, you are going to bring it all the way down to the basement and then simply interact with the Cortifex box or whatever we're calling this box, and the essence should be transferred. If you fail this step, you will need to do this siphoning step all over again for all 3 power stations. But believe me, it's not as hard as it looks. It's actually pretty darn fun. But now that we have this box awakened, we need to input 3 symbols on the 3 different sides. Luckily, the 3 different symbols are found on the roof of all of the buildings in the farm area. Simply take the fast travel between the farm and the Janus Tower spawn area and keep track of those 3 symbols, and then interact with all the different sides of the Cortifex box to get all 3 symbols. Once you have the 3 correct symbols, you can interact with the front eye of the box, and then it should open up and give you the Necrofluid Guantlet. Except you need to survive one final lockdown, a little tutorial. For this tutorial, you will need to shoot your spikes at those glowing blackish green little ink things, and then simply reload to recall the spikes that you just sent out. Once you do that with all of the glowing green ink things around the room, you will have unlocked the Necrofluid Guantlet. But we're not done yet, because there is another bonus ability after you pack a punch it. But starting with the base abilities, you can clearly shoot darts at all of the zombies. It will deal damage and kill them. And then if you hit the reload button, those darts will retract and you can gain those arrows back. Darts, arrows, spikes, what are we going to call it? What's really fun though is if you recall the spikes, when those spikes come back, they can kill zombies. And if they do, they will heal you, and they have the ability to over heal you, meaning you can have more than 250 or 300 health with probiotic. On top of that, there is a deadly melee ability that of course works like a melee weapon, but it will also siphon energy from the zombies to give you health, and this will overheal you too. So you can kill zombies by shooting spikes, recalling spikes, meleeing zombies, but some utility of this is that you can shoot loot on the ground like salvage and drops, and if you recall the spikes, it will bring those items to you too. This also works for power-up drops. You do have to be within the line of sight between you and the spike that you're recalling. The spikes don't actually get embedded in the items you're shooting at. It's more so if the item is in between the spike and you as you recall it. But as I mentioned, this gets even better after you pack-a-punch it, because once you pack-a-punch it, you get an overcharge ability with your aim down sights button, whatever that is. If you shoot a spike and it's on the ground and then you use the overcharge ability to recall that spike, it will do an area of effect damage. This thing is incredibly powerful. I managed to survive the blood ritual in cursed mode by using this ability and the overheal ability. This thing is so freaking cool. You know what else is so freaking cool? The fact that I have this absolutely clean looking HUD. If you want to know how to actually turn off the damage numbers, the minimap, the compass, and have such a very beautiful clean looking HUD like me, be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.